Hi everyone, I'm not sure whether you saw my 2017 goals video, but in that video I shared one of my goals, which is saying no more. Even saying no makes me nervous, and I know for so many people it's just the most guilt-inducing thing you can do, and that's why so many people say yes to too many things. And they overbook themselves or they double book themselves, and they leave no time or very little time for the things that are the most important to them, or at least just time to themselves and time to focus on their own goals. So this year for me is about saying no to the things that don't serve me, not in a selfish way, because sometimes we have to say no to certain things in order to say yes to ourselves and to say yes to our goals and our big dreams, because there are only 24 hours in each day and we can't fill every single day just for other people. We have to give time to ourselves as well and have that time. So if you're looking to learn how to say no more, then this video will share some valuable insights and tips from me, because I've been practicing this a lot in the past 6 months. My first tip would be to sit down and be really honest with yourself about what is the most important thing or certain things in your life at the moment, at this stage in your life. It's important to have this time to reflect and check in with yourself and see where you're headed and see where you want to head. And once you're focused on what's important to you and what you really want out of life, it is much easier to say no to things, because you're crystal clear on your path and the journey that you're going down and the things you're prioritising, that when other things come up, it feels much easier to make that decision to politely but graciously and assertively just say no thank you. My second tip is to downsize your to-do list. Have a look at your to-do list for tomorrow or for today and just be really honest with yourself about what is actually urgent and what is actually important. The two aren't necessarily the same thing. There are always going to be urgent things or timely things that we have to do, but it's also important to make sure the important tasks that you know are going to get you closer to where you want to be are getting on your to-do list and getting done in the day. You've filled your to-do list, like I have so many times, with random bits and bobs that aren't actually getting you anywhere, or at least are just like specks on the spectrum of the importance of the tasks that are actually going to move you forward. So I like to look at my to-do list, and Shalene Johnson taught this in her Push Goal Challenge, which is amazing by the way, and I highly recommend you check it out. It's completely free. She talks about basically breaking down your goal into every single step you need to take, and then getting 2-3 important tasks that are really going to make the biggest impact towards that goal every single day on your calendar. And the emphasis is on just a small handful of tasks, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You want to make sure you can focus on those things and get them done and give your biggest effort and time and energy towards them. And in turn, you will be consistently moving forward every single day. You won't be clogging up your to-do list with random things that can be done later that day or later that week. My third tip is to manage people's expectations. And if you're someone who just automatically says yes on autopilot to everything anyone ever asks you or offers you to do, then this tip is for you, because you will probably be panicking once you look at your diary or your calendar and you're like back to back with random things and social events and you just don't have a minute to yourself. I never say yes automatically unless I am absolutely sure that I really want to do that, which doesn't always happen. It's often that you want to go away, reflect on your tasks and other events and other appointments you have in the next week or so, and then be realistic with whether you're actually going to find time to go and meet that person or go and spend time on that project. Ask them to contact you, get the business card, get their email address and contact them, and just discuss and have like that open conversation about stuff and find out more info. Because once you have that information and you've really gone away and thought about it, you'll just know if it's the right decision for you, whether to go ahead with it or not. In turn, that gives you the freedom, and it feels much easier to be like, okay, I've had a look at my diary and I'm really packed this month. I'm still interested, but maybe we could push that forward to next month. Would that work for you? And you can have that open, honest conversation in a more relaxed way, and you've actually thought about whether you want to do that thing or not, and whether it's realistic to say yes or not. And my last tip is to say no with grace and gratitude. People really appreciate open, kind, honest people, and you don't have to make up loads of bullshit excuses. You definitely shouldn't have to apologise. Don't feel bad for prioritising your time and prioritising your own goals and the things that you've focused on, and prioritising your mental health and self-care and everything else that can be negatively affected when we've said yes to too many things. The way I like to word no now is always with a thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for offering this opportunity. Thank you for reaching out. This month or this year, my focus in work or life or whatever is on this. And although I am so grateful for your invitation or whatever else, I can't accept it this time. Having that open, honest dialogue, really it empowers them to do the same thing to other people, rather than lying, like making up other excuses or grovelling, or just making it into something awkward and making it something negative, because it's not, and it shouldn't be. I think the first time I said no to someone from a business perspective, I was literally shitting my pants. I was so nervous. I thought, oh no, they're gonna hate me. They're gonna think I'm an awful person. And then they emailed me back and they were like, no worries, thanks anyway. Keep in touch, bye. And I'm just like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like I said, it's a skill, so it needs to be practiced and used in order for it to get easier and in order for you to get better at it. So don't be upset or annoyed at yourself if the first time you say no that you're like a grovelling mess or like really freaking out, because it's totally normal. Realise that we're in a society that values being busy and being productive and being literally everywhere at every single time, 24/7, and just acknowledge that you obviously absorb those messages. So of course you're going to feel bad when you don't want to do something, or acknowledging that you don't have time to do something. Don't beat yourself up about it, you'll get better at it, but you have to just do it. So I really hope this video and these tips and tricks and advice has inspired you to say no to the things that don't serve you in order to say yes to yourself. So thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like these videos. I love hearing from you guys, so leave me a comment, keep the conversation going. And I upload 3 videos a week every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, so I'll see you in my next one then. Bye!